And blessings, and welcome back to the Heritage Hip-Hop Podcast, where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today. And today, we take you back to where we actually began. An artist that was on before, who brought you not only his story, but we gave homage to his brother, rest in peace. Not only that, this episode is brought to you by heritagehiphop.com, where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today. And today, like I said, we only do greatness. So when an artist comes back, not only is it a celebration of what they've done, it's also a homecoming. So let's welcome my brother back home. Introduce yourself to the people, please.
Man, what's going on, world, man? This is Byron Davis Jr, man. I'm back for the second time, man. Like we said earlier, man, we chopped it up December of last year, last time we talked, man. So I'm happy to be back, man. I got a new project out, man, and I've had a lot of growth since then. So let's talk.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, salute to you. For anybody who doesn't know about Byron Davis Jr, y'all could go back to Heritage Hip Hop episode 66, and now we're on like 170. That should tell you something. You can go back to episode 66 and let you and you can find some things out. But let's catch them up to speed. Tell them where you're from, and tell them how are you the author of great music.
Okay, well, yeah, man, I'm originally from Missouri, a small town called Mexico, Missouri, right between Kansas City and St. Louis. Just a small town cat. And why I'm author of great music, man, is because I bleed on that page. That's exactly why I'm a great artist. I bleed on the page. Especially with my newest coming project, there's not going to be anything that you almost don't know about me, like you should about your favorite artist. So that's my answer to that, because I bleed on them pages, baby.
I feel that. Last time we spoke, we talked about how you had the potential to be more than a rapper. You have the DNA of a musician, because you weren't only making songs to show how good you rhyme, you were also using your voice to make melodies and syncrasies in the hooks, correct?
Yes, sir.
How have you grown from that idea to now being the artist that's taking charge of his career and putting out even more music where he knows his voice rather than finding his voice?
Well, man, just confidence, mainly just confidence, man. Because it takes you can't go into recording new music or anything without a certain type of confidence, or you're not really. I mean, you can go in there and half-ass things. You can half-ass your heart into it if you want to and shit, and then you're gonna go back and listen to it and you're gonna half-ass like it. So you got to pour into it. You know what I mean? So that's basically what I try to do, man. I try to pour into it. I just try to stay poured into it. That's about it.
So pour into something means it comes from a source. What is the source of your new confidence? What is the source of the new integrity that you're bringing to your sound?
I'm healed. I've did a lot of healing. I've did a lot of within the situation of my brother. I went ahead and just went back and started fixing a lot of other shit that was in the midst of that as well, because there was a lot of things. The things up until the time where my brother passed, there were a lot of things that we were supposed to have to deal with together and have each other to, I'm 30, I'm 31 now, so just things into just speaking into the future, what it would have been, into early 40s and, maintaining good health and us having conversations about what makes you, what you like, from what you eat to what you think to what it all does to you on a daily basis, and, and just bringing things full circle and just having a manly discussion with him. It's the source of it is just the I've healed, man. I went back and, things that even are deeper as far as our parents, situation when we were kids, things like that, talks that needed to be had with my mom and dad, things I needed to do to just go back and, you know, to even be a better husband to my wife. You know what I mean? Just, you know, this shit can pile up on you. You know, you can lose yourself quick. So you gotta find ways to keep yourself humbled and, you know, keep yourself on point. And just the motivation to know that I don't have him as my other steel to be the steel that I sharpen with. What I did, it just took me to another level. And, you know, like I said, the confidence, and, you know, something clicks in you, a switch clicked over in me, and I went out and I took care of all the business things that we had been talking about, you know, the business side, and, you know, and like now, as I'm here now, I got some big things happening on the way now, and so I'm just super proud of myself. You know what I mean? We've these last couple of years, you know, it's been rough, but like I said, the healing has been the main source, and just going back and, you know, because I still haven't went to therapy like I should, but in the midst of not going to therapy, I've did a lot on myself. I've talked to I've did what I needed to do to heal. You know, I get up, I keep I try to keep a steady schedule. You know, I try to eat better. I try to, I limit myself on my social medias. You know, I limited how, you know, I changed how I think about myself, how I talk to myself, you know, just so many things that you have to do, you know, to further yourself as being a man. And like I said, once he passed away, those things it's like, okay, you know, we don't have time to play at all with anything. So that's really been the source of the motivation.
I'll salute you on that, because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna flip what you said in another way to even further strengthen you. When a person passes away, now you got a person fighting for you on the spiritual side. Mm-hmm. So some people be like, yo, is there a God? Is there this? Is there that? If you believe in life, you believe and you love that person, if love lives longer than past the grave and past the specter of death, then just know whenever you pray, whenever you talking to the spirit, you also got another spirit out there fighting for you on that side, fighting things that you can't see. So salute to you in your healing process. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It's been a long road, but we getting better. We've gotten a lot better.
All right. Well, in the process of what I have seen, you started BDJ Entertainment. Tell me a little bit about that.
Man, it's really just me, just another way of me stapling myself, you know, just giving myself a foundation. You know, something for the work I put in through the years to have my taxes filed back on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, we it's just thing, you know, it would have been a different name if my brother was still alive, you know, but I figured I just stamp it with my name, you know, because like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve anyway. So, I mean, anything you get is from me anyway. So it might as well just be stapled with my name, you know. So it's pretty much an entertainment company. It's an entertainment company. I put it like that so it would, you know, just to broaden everything that I do under it. You know what I mean? But you know, we got the clothing line, you know, and I got a few partnerships I'm working on. I can't really talk about right now, but we working though. But it's really just my staple. It's really just, you know, when you see that, you see me. It's my bat signal.
Hip hop follows the God trend. Do you know what the God trend is by chance?
The God trend? No, put me up.
So check this out. In the Bible, right? And I use the Bible for reference, as you know. Anybody who knows, I like to do spiritual things. And the Bible is my main book. Salute to the Most High. So in the Bible, it says that the children of Israel learn through their eyes. That's why they always have physical reminders of who God is and not to worship idols. Uh-huh. When you said you limit your social media, that's like following the trend of being focused on what is real, not what could be. Talk about what is real and why it's important to have real imagery and not the fake stuff that social media or the game may teach you to take in as an artist or a person who loves the culture.
Oh man, it's very important, man, because like I said, man, that's what it's real. That's what it's all about, man. It's those real things. Those real things is what's really going to be, you know. Sorry. Dang, go ahead. Well, hold on. What was the question again, bro? My bad. You cut out a little bit on me.
It's about the importance of seeing the real things, not just have people feed images of what's not real to you. Why is that important to you?
Yeah, definitely. Because first of all, and like one of my favorite artists said it best. You know, they said they said once you start comparing everything that you're doing to somebody else's highlight reel, you know, it causes a certain type of depression, you know what I mean, that you might not even be able to figure out. I'm talking about Kevin Gates. You know, anybody that knows me really, you know, they know that's my favorite artist. But I mean, to put it into words is to basically put it like that, you know. And you know, you can't life is not a highlight reel, you know. So once you start, all you seeing is what people are posting for on the positive side of their life at that moment. That's what you're seeing. You're not seeing what they did to get to that point, or what happened to them, you know, to feel, you know, for that moment of that picture or whatever, or that video. So it's just, and it keeps things like, it keeps reality in check for you. Cause like I said, you know, like for example, yesterday, you know, my job pertains to where I'm alone a lot. So I'll get the scrolling on that phone, and you know, by the time I get home and it's time for me to come home and have the right energy for my son and whatnot, I gotta struggle to get to that in my head, because I've been looking at a bunch of shit all day, and it's not like I can break down the science of what it's really doing to me, but I know that it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? So, and then that's when you just say, you know, okay, I got to put this down, you know, give it a break.
The science behind what you're talking about is called subconscious thought. How many homes have been broken up because people are fantasizing about what they see on their phone instead of what they have at home?
Could have.
Or how many people are jealous and envious of people in the media, not knowing that they don't make the real money that they have?
Yeah.
And as an artist, you're making something to be heard, but the resources of how things are heard are not given to you. All you see is pictures. Tell me, how important is it for you going through this process to now know the truth and be able to deliver a truth, or the truth, no matter who hears you or not?
Oh man, well, it's about leaving the breadcrumbs to me. It's about you know, somebody might like something they hear now from me, and it make me as a fan of artists, you know, a listener. First thing I like to do is when I first discovered Tupac and all that back in the day when I was growing up, first thing I wanted to do was, I was intrigued, so I wanted to go back and search. I wanted to find out how he got the way he was, how he started. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what it's about for me. And now, even deeper than that, now that we have kids, the key to me nowadays is, you know, just if I was to perish tomorrow, my sons can look back up to everything we've done from then up to the point now. You know what I mean? And it won't be the answers to all their questions, but you know, it'll definitely put things in perspective of how you know, now that my brother's gone, you know, the most important things we did were the music. The most important things we had together now is the music we did together. You know what I mean? And you know, we don't think about that stuff while we're doing it, but that's what we did think about while we were doing it. We always would talk and say, you know, hey, we got to keep it pushing. Who gives a fuck if, you know, we might drop a video and it might get 100. It might take 3 weeks for it to get 100 views, but we don't care about that, because it's always available. It's just a link. It's just a link, you know. Like, what matters is what we did to get. Is what matters. What's documented in that moment. That's all that matters to us. That's all that mattered to us. And now, like I said, even more now, it's magnified now, it's intensified now because he's gone. And so yeah, man, we leave them breadcrumbs, man. You have to leave some type of positive perspective and it needs to show growth so you can be inspirational and motivating.
I respect that. Salute everybody that's listening right now. We're talking to Byron Davis Jr., MC musician, Texas stand-up by way of Missouri. Shout out to Lil Murder, rest in peace. And we talking about real talk right now. So if you like what you're hearing, make sure you subscribe to Heritage Hip-Hop on all social media and check out Byron Davis Jr. on YouTube, where we have some exclusive videos, not only that shows you the depth of the man, because I know y'all want to see his face, and y'all tuned in now. But it's more about the rationale of the man rather than his entertainment value. Let me ask you something. We talked in our last interview about purpose over popularity.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most meaningful purpose your music has given you and given other people in your opinion?
Meaningful purpose. Oh man, I would probably say just to stay motivated and keep going. Because for the simple fact that I'm from such a small town. Well, first of all, I'm from Mexico, where Teron Lou, he made it up out of Mexico, so shout out to him. But just being from such a small town, since my impact in my town is a lot stronger, there's a side that is willing to admit when they're motivated, and then there's a side that's not going to open up as fast. But at the end of the day, I know for a fact that what I've been doing, and especially since my brother has passed and me carrying forward, it has opened people up, and they're like, wow, like this shit is deep, and it's made people that I know who have younger siblings or just siblings period, they've learned to cherish them more. You know what I mean? From our situation and how I've kept this storyline going and kept building this legacy that we have right now. So, just the will to push forward is what I really think the purpose is right now.
There's a saying that says in the beginning, we're all spirits and we choose the life that we've been given so that we can make a change and to learn. What do you think is the most important lesson you've learned in your life thus far? And how is it making you live and show your sons something better than what the world gives them?
What I've learned is that you constantly have to be you have to stay open-minded, you have to be willing to learn, and you have to be patient. And I was just talking to my wife, and we had a little short conversation about it today, consistency. You have to be consistent, you have to show growth. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it though. It's pretty much it.
No, it's not. That's the beginning. Because if that was it, then your story would be over and you're still making music. Let's talk about the new project, I Miss You, out right now on all DSPs, digital streaming platforms, and available to purchase. Because y'all know Heritage Hip-Hop does not believe in streaming. I got my copy. Do y'all have yours? We're going to talk about that right now. Yeah. If that was it, we wouldn't have songs like To the Sky. Talk about that song, what that song mean.
Oh man, that was a song that was a real big release for me. It was a real big positive release and a reinforcement that I needed to stay positive in a situation where I wanted to be negative. And so what I did, and the way it came about was me, like I said, it was in the midst of me watching my son and doing 4 or 5 different things at one time, maintaining a house, being a father, trying to write a song, and it was one of those things. As soon as I heard the intro, it was a chill, and from there, I just put that pen to the pad, and I think any real artist knows that when you're in a situation, you can write your way out of it. You can write your way out of a ignorant choice. You know, you just have to be patient, take the time, and let it flow a little bit. And that's really pretty much what that song was. It was, and I mean, when I wrote it, I had no idea it was going to turn out the way it did. The way it turned out is just a plus. Like, you know what I mean? That's just a cherry on top. The way it sounds, you know, the engineering and, you know, the production, like, it sounds beautiful. But like I said, I like to write my music and then I record it into my phone, you know, just so I have the audio and I remember how I wrote it and shit. So I was happy when I did that. I didn't even have to really put the song out and go any further, you know? Like, I was just happy once I got to that point. And, you know, that kind of takes it back to when you're younger and you're not really recording on the best quality, but you're still getting that fulfillment. So it just brought it all full circle. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it did a lot for me. It did a lot for me.
See, the message in that song and in your music is very impactful because I just heard an interview with Charlamagne the God, and he said, hip hop is not a young man's game anymore. They will direct it to the youth, but it is grown man conversation that's pushing hip hop forward. Do you agree? And do you think you're part of that conversation?
Yes, and I completely agree. Shout out Charlamagne too. Yeah, I completely agree, man. And I don't think anything else is not. Let me not say that. But yeah, man, I stand. That's what I hold my pride in my music, is being in that lane, staying in that with that focus. Because as I'm getting older now. You know, I'm early 30s now, and I'm at my best. You know, when I was 25, you know, there was no way that I was thinking the way I'm thinking now. You know, I might have been influenced about what I wanted to be, but I wasn't putting things in action, you know, like you do once you get into your 30s and whatnot. And the consistency, and, you know, the consistency is, you know, that's pretty much what it's about. And, you know, to get to that point to where you even remember to be consistent it takes time. And like you said, you know, you got to build. Like, no, there's nothing that can just start and just be great from the beginning. You know, everything needs time. And as hip hop has grown over time, we obviously went into a little bit of a divot because we went from hustlers to customers. You know what I mean? And now we're to the point where now the hip hop is to analyze it all. You know, now we bringing everything full circle. We're going to explain to you why it was like this at this point, why it was like that, why it took that fall, why it came back up for a few years, why, you know what I mean? Why it was so important when we lost Nip. You know what I mean? Like, things like that, we can bring all that full circle, and I take pride in being one of those artists. And as I grow and as I develop more, you know, my stories will get more in depth, and they will bring things, you know, even more full circle for a bigger picture and for myself, you know, to help whoever need it or who may come across it.
But painting pictures is what makes music memorable. I always say, you can remember a time, you can remember the song when you had your first kiss from the first girl you like. Or you may remember the first song that you listened to when you had sex for the first time. Mm-hmm. Or you may remember the song that you heard when you found out of a tragedy in your life and it plays again, and they can take you right back there. I think a mature artist knows that no matter what age you are, music has a standpoint which can define a certain moment in your life.
Yes, sir.
And in your new project, I Miss You, it seems like you're making definable moments with the interludes, the Thinking Back interludes, part 1 through 4. Tell me, what was the purpose of those interludes, and why did you put them in between those songs that you did on the project?
Man, the purpose of those interludes was I just wanted to show people that I wanted to put it in people's faces that, you know, that my brother had a personality out of this world. You know, he had almost everything he did was a moment, from the time he was little up until his death. You know, And man, I mean, it was, like I said, it was really for me, you know, like if you really listen to him, you can hear my son's feet in the back and you hear me trying to maintain him while I'm doing it. And like, I was drinking, and you know, like it's so complex because like I did a lot of growing since them times I was recording those. So, and besides stapling time, which like I said, I like to document and staple time. Like, it was really I just really wanted to, and I wanted to put my songs in. I wanted to give my songs perspective too. You know, most of all. But you know, I just wanted to keep that. And also, if you listen, you can hear each track. You can hear like some type of lullaby or somewhat kind of playing in the background, which hints to the cover. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to use all that, and like I said, all that was by accident. And by the time I was putting it together, it all just came full circle. Like, you know, it was meant to be.
The baby boy with the boombox on the couch, Polaroid, shake it up, and had a picture come out. What does it mean to be able to bring today's memories back with yesterday's integrity and innocence?
Man, it's because, cause we all just kids at heart, man. For real, you know, like we all like to just sit in the bed sometimes and eat our favorite cereal. I don't care how old you are. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what it's all about, man. Like, it goes back to mental health too. Like, you know, we can't just always just be these robots. You know what I mean? Like, we have to go back to the essence of our childhood, and you know, the things that, like you said, the first time we felt that happy adrenaline through our bodies, you know, that excitement, you know, like we're all just continuously searching for them feelings, you know what I mean? Like, that's what life's about. And we rarely find them again like that. They get shorter and shorter as the year go by, but you just got to learn to appreciate them. And that's really what that's all about, man. You know, just keeping that essence, man, that you know, keeping that childhood essence.
The hardest thing about growing up is when you lose your innocence.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people think losing your innocence is when you have sex for the first time.
When you realize you've lost your innocence.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But you know what? The first time we ever lose our innocence is when our perspective changes from outside of the house we grew up in. Mm-hmm. Because that was innocent. That was just you in pure life.
Yeah, you just knew that.
Exactly. Like when you talked about sitting in your bed eating your favorite snack. I remember a comedian saying, "Ain't nothing like laying in the bed smoking a blunt with a bowl of ice cubes and some Cheerios in it." You just watching comedy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like it. Or for your child.
Favorite thing to do, man.
Yeah, for your kid. Like, what's your child's favorite toy?
My child's favorite toy? Oh man, he has quite a few favorite toys. He has this little balance bike that he likes to really get. You know, he's on that. He's in that phase right now.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, favorite toy, shit, that's gonna be the hardest question you asked me tonight, man. There's toys everywhere. There's toys everywhere.
But do you get what you just said? His favorite toy isn't what he's playing with. It's what it's what he does with it.
Yeah.
So his mind is his favorite toy.
Yeah.
And as we mature,
creative with that toy at that moment.
Exactly. And as we mature, the creativity loses its home, and the home becomes the place of not creativity but stress.
Yeah.
Identity, loss, memory loss, trauma, peer pressure. So
that's most of all, as a kid, the peer pressure, for sure.
As a man, if you come of age, you fight with, damn, life was good back when, and now look what I have to go through.
Yeah.
So then people make music to deal with their trauma, to show the world there's more to them than just what society tells them.
Mm-hmm.
I think you kind of hit on certain topics like that on your project. Tell me about No Eye Contact and where that song was going.
Oh man, that was just man. Shout out Legion Q and Brain, Legion Q, the Wizard and Brain. They produced that, man. Y'all go holler at them on all social medias. Yeah, man, that song. It was just man. It was just something I needed to put my aggression on. And the intro with it, and you know, my brother talking and stuff on it came later. But it was me just, and I didn't make a bunch of songs and you know, break it down to that 6. You know, what I did was what it was. You know, I was just bleeding at that moment, and I was just putting it on the pad. So, like I said, man, it was just, that whole project was just meant to be. It was like my therapy session. It was a way cheaper version of therapy. You know, that's what it was for me. You know what I mean? And like I said, I got to relive a few fun times on there. You know, the airplane line and shit like that. You know, me doing a little reminiscing. And this is all prior to after my brother has passed away. So, you know, it's just kind of me just kind of getting back to trying to be somewhat normal, you know what I mean? And I like, every once in a while, I like to get up on that mic and just yell, you know what I mean? It feels great. And sometimes it comes out great, and sometimes I have to redo it, you know, but for that particular track, it came out great. And shout out Solo too on there. He's featured on there. Shout out Big Jersey. Yeah, man, it turned out great, and it's just one of them ones, man.
Yeah, that was an aggressive track. When I heard that, when I opened up the project, I was like, okay, we got some energy coming up off of here. My man got some fire coming off his back.
Yeah, and I wanted to begin it with some energy because I have an energetic style, but it's only that style when I want it to be. Like, it's not me all the time, you know. So you know, sometimes you gotta open that project and catch people's ears, you know. And it also, that track I had to go back a few times and rewrite things I was saying, because like I said, I was bleeding on it. And you go back in your subconscious and you tell yourself like, damn, I probably shouldn't say that. Oh, it's not time to say that yet. Or, you know, and then, you know, I did a lot of rewriting on that track too, to get to what I got to. So it was just fun, man. It was fun.
Our favorite track on there, you got a couple too. One of my favorite tracks on there is I'm gonna leave that for later. Tell me about Talk My Shit. Let's get into you really flexing. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that song is kind of like Boss Nigga. Shout out Big Slim 3600 too, man. Indianapolis, man. How y'all doing? But yeah, that's kind of like Boss Nigga but I mean, I talked a little bit more shit on there, but I mean, it was really just me showing that I've got the business side down now. Like, everything is me basically just flexing that, hey, there's gonna be nothing but me just, anybody that don't fuck with me or for whatever reason, the complex, I'm really about to give you a reason to give you something to talk about. You know what I mean? And you know, it ain't no street shit. It ain't nothing there's nothing you can do about it, because, you know, like, it's all legit. You know, you can't go behind my back and try to take this situation from me. Like, I got full control of everything that's going on right now. That's pretty much what that's about, you know. You know, I got a lot more shit to talk though, but that's gonna be on the next project.
I salute the growth that you have, because when we first talked, I told you the DNA was there, and now you're spreading your wings. Let me ask you a question. Now that your wings have spread it, are you flying or are you gliding into your style, into your purpose now?
I'm gonna say gliding.
Why? Because
I feel like the flying part was the part to get there. Mm-hmm. The flying was you know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, okay, let's just live right here. You know what I mean? And if we can catch a little wind, let's go up. You know, let's just keep going up. You know, it's gonna be an upward glide. Anywhere but down. You know, and you know, let me shut up, because even in a glide, once you get to the gliding point, you're gonna have the moments where you go down, and you know, but you know, the whole point is that we still gliding, because the mindset is right now. Like, the mindset is completely changed. There's nothing that the mindset is positive no matter what. And I know now what to do to keep my mind in a positive state. So that keeps me at a glide no matter what. I'm no longer, you know, trying to fly to that point. You know, now, you know, I got, like, once again, the glide is the control, and I got full control of it now. You know what I mean?
Salute to control. Because one thing a lot of people fail is to have control. It's always been written, it's better for a man to have control of his spirit, because then he could take over a city, than a man who can't control his mind, who could be beat by the thought. You know what I'm saying? So salute to your control. And that takes me to one of my, if not the favorite song I have on this new project, I Miss You, out right now on all DSPs by Byron Davis Jr. Make sure y'all tap in and get that. Tell me about I'm Focused. I love that song.
No shit, really?
Hell yeah, that's my song, yo.
I be up early with the birds in the sunshine. Hey, you know, man, I was just having fun with it. It was, once again, it was just one of them ones that as soon as I hear it, it came to, I be up early with, you know, like, I can't remember when I started writing it, but it was probably obviously in the morning. You know what I mean? It's just one of them songs you can listen to get going in the morning or something like that. Shout out Mojo too. Yeah, but it didn't take long. It didn't take long to write it. It didn't take long to get it done. It was kind of one of them, just, you know, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am type of situations. And I love the outcome. I love when it was done. And, you know, we did a few little things to it, but like I said, I wanted to keep it original as possible. You know, the hook, as far as the hook, nigga, love you, if you love, you know, that was me going back to my 90s essence, you know, Biggie, you know what I mean? That, you know, that this right here, you know, getting back to that, you know, that house party vibe type shit. It wasn't really too thought out. It was more felt out. I'm gonna just put it like that.
See, that's the thing about people miss about hip hop. People love the lyrics, right? And they love the bars, and people love the beats. But Biggie said it, and Jay Electronica said it the most. If I don't feel that hardcore stuff that you're singing, baby, I'm dreaming, because this ain't, like, if I can't feel it, it's not real. It's not familiar. I can't feel you. We need something realer. You know what I'm saying? If you can't feel it,
hold on to.
Yeah. Like, if you can't feel it, it's not genuine. And that song, I could feel it because not only was it a change of pace of the music, it brought together all the thinking interludes into one joint, which is about life.
Thank you. And, you know, like I said, as I started putting it together, you know, you start to some things are so complex we can't even see it at first. And then as we build it, you know, as we think we're making it complex, we see how deeper it is. You know, we start, you know, you see the surface, but there's really a whole under, you can really dig into that too. And that's you know, that's what it did for it. That's pretty much what that whole project was, is, you know, I've seen how complex it really was once I heard it together. You know, I knew that it didn't need to be longer. You know, like, I was like, this is the time, this little 25 to 30 minutes right here is perfect. You know what I mean? I felt it. Anything more was too much. It was taken away from what I was going for.
So let me ask you a complex question with a simple answer. If this project was a movie, what did you want the people to see, feel, and walk away with?
I would want the people to see, I would want it to be a modern, I would want it to be present day shots and flashbacks. Boom, boom. That's what I would want it to be. Kind of like, you know, because that's what I'm picturing in my head as I'm making it, you know. You know, the flashbacks. And like I said, what I want people to take away from it would be, you know, document everything you do and make moments, and then make moments out of your old moments. Make lessons out of your old. Make everything we do that we remember and learn a lesson from can always be used. It can continuously be used, even if it's for you, for somebody else. And like as an artist, we document it, you know, and you know it's important. It's very important. But I would want people to take that away for sure.
Yes, it is important to be documented, because as we learn with the hieroglyphics and the Egyptians and even the stones and things we find in caves, it's the documentation that shows you not only do we exist, but we come from a place of spiritual greatness, not just words on a page. You feel me?
And you can see a simple picture, and and it's so complex. There's so many layers to it, and you know you have to, and it's up to you to dig further if you want to learn about it. And that's the beauty of hip hop. Sure.
And we thank you for taking the time out to share your story with us once again on Heritage Hip-Hop and heritagehiphop.com. Please give everybody your social media so you know how to contact you and find your music.
For sure. Everybody can find my music on all streaming platforms. All my social media is all Byron Davis Jr. all across the board. So y'all type that in, y'all should have no problem finding me or connecting with me. Check out my YouTube. I just dropped a video for my single Sunlight. That's out now. Y'all go check that out. And man, that's pretty much it.
It's all about how you keep stealing my steam with your shout outs.
Man, I be trying to work, man. Hey, now I formed a partnership. I'm working on a partnership with these cats, and I jumped out there, you know, I'm working, I started promoting shit, and man, I got in trouble, man. They was like, whoa, man, you gotta slow down. Like, I'm like, no, man, I work, I do this daily. Like, you can't go, I do something daily, you know, that's how you gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean, salute to you for working. I mean, I can't get mad, because as you know, before we in the videos, we do the rapid fire questions. But before we go there, everybody out there watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, make sure the notification bell you share, because when the numbers go up, not only does the algorithm jump, not only does Heritage Hip-Hop pop, the artist pops too. And we like to share that, because unlike other channels out there, we don't just want to pop and take it all for ourselves and the artists get nothing. So make sure you support these artists by buying their music, by sharing the music if you streaming, because streaming is for marketing and promotion. It's not but in music enjoyment, by the way. And not only that, we just want to make sure this culture moves forward. And as it elevates through technology, we want to elevate the sound by telling and exposing the world to the stories of these great individuals, not only make the music that you love, but by the people who are going to become your future favorite artists today. And if Heritage Hip Hop is the 30 for 30 for independent artists, independent music, we are happy to bring you the stories of the people that keep the culture alive and motivated for the next generation to come. So with that being said, Mr. Davis Jr., are you ready to go back to the past and do the rapid fire questions one more time?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't make me look too crazy now.
Oh, no, you got this. Remember, you're a pro. You've been here before. So, the rapid fire questions are not yes, no questions, ladies and gentlemen. These are questions based upon the depth of knowledge of the craft and the art that these people who are on Heritage Hip Hop do. Not only are they artists, but they're messengers with a purpose. You ready to go? Question number one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I Miss You documentary. Why is documenting the most important part of the music besides hearing it?
The most important part besides hearing it, the future, the kids' future.
How so?
You said how so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, just, like I said earlier, we sometimes you never know when life is gonna, when you might leave Earth, when you might physically leave here, and you don't want nobody else to tell you a story. You want to leave your own trail. And if you're an artist, you need to be doing that anyway, on a different level. But you know, if you're an artist that's deep and you got people that inspire and follow you and look for your guidance, then I mean it's a must.
Today's hip hop is predicated most on the vibe, but the heart is the vibe of the body. Why do you think people go against their heart to make music they don't believe in instead of making music that they fully enjoy and can live to?
Because everybody wants to make a quick dollar.
So money is the issue?
Money is definitely the issue. Because people see other people do it. People see other people, you know, be successful in that lane, and then, you know, next thing you know, everybody is trying to do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, everybody's. I mean, and you know, I can't even knock people because that's the way they make it. Like it's hard to make a living out here. So you know, people magnetize towards what is happening and what's hip and what's, you know, what is popular, and you know, everybody wants to make the same. There's plenty of money to make, but everybody wants to make the same dollar. Put it like that.
I've seen a couple of interviews that you've done since we've talked, and one thing I've noticed about you is your growth is dedicated not to your music, it's dedicated to your children. What is the biggest advantage of having a child in today's climate where the world is against children?
Oh man, it forces you to the place you need to be. It forces you to be the person you should be probably already. You know what I mean? That's what the kids do. That's what it is for me, you know. Man, when, you know, every day, you know, when you got kids that are looking up to you, and they need to see consistency. You know, they need to see somebody who's apologetic when they make a mistake, but at the same time, they need to see somebody that's strong and knows what they're doing. You know, they need to see somebody that can cry but can also comfort. You know what I mean? It's, you know, and like I said, man, it's like, and you know, that's crazy you put it like that because I've never even thought about it like that, you know. So salute to you. You a bad motherfucker, man. For real.
Praise the Most High, is not me, but it's also you, because it's what I see in your music. Like I said, if you didn't make what you made, I couldn't ask these questions.
True.
I want to focus on another rapid fire question, which is Sunlight, the new video that's out right now. It's something about that video that really strikes me, and it's in the little things that you do. Why did you want to be by water so much in that video?
I wanted to show that's like that scene and that view is how my mind is now, clear and beautiful. And if you look if at a certain point in the video I look down and you see my brother's reflection, and that's, I put that there to show that it's still there, but this is the main focus now, you know, and that's pretty much what that's about. You know, it's me showing that I know that I deserve better. You know, it's me showing that I can live clean, I can eat clean, you know, I can be healthy. You know, I don't have to be what, you know, society makes you think you have to be or do. Like, you can, you know, that it means a lot. You know what I mean? It means it has layers to it, for sure.
The most pivotal part in the video that I seen with you rapping is it's a cut scene. Your son goes down the sliding board and then you flex your muscle. People don't understand that little things like that mean so much because your children are your strength. And you have your child go down the slide and you have them go back up the slide as well, which is a progression of life. I want to ask you this question. Your project is like your son because it has to have a personality, it has to grow, you want it to be cherished, you want it to be understood, and you want it to have a good life cycle.
Yes.
How do you know you're a successful parent in music? How do you gauge it to being a successful parent in life?
I know I'm a successful parent in music because my oldest son is 11 now. And we had a conversation the other day, and he was like, Dad, you're getting really, he said, Dad, you're really good now. And he was, and I just got chills saying that, because it makes me proud, because he was there when the first time I ever went to jail was on his first birthday. I'm gonna throw that out there. And the first times I started rapping was when he was around the time he was born, when it was absolutely nothing but a waste of time to everybody else. You know what I mean? And over the years, as he grew, I grew with it, and it grew in my music. And as far as life, man, what'd you say the second part of that question is? Second part of that?
Basically, it's just this. How do you know you're a successful parent when it comes to music? How do you know you're a successful parent when it comes to your children in life?
Yeah. And like, back to what I was saying, he texted me and said that, and I told him, he was like, damn, that you really good now. Not now, but he's like, and I knew he wasn't talking about the beat or nothing like that. He's talking about what I'm talking about. He's listening now. You know what I mean? And that's all and that's exactly why I do it. I want him, to have something to turn to. He's his age, so he's gonna do what he does. But at the end of the day, I want him to, the whole point is, let's group back to something serious and purposeful. And when he said that to me, the only thing I said was, I said, practice makes perfect, son. And I nipped it in the bud at that. Yeah, but like I was saying, once I knew that my oldest boy, he was really listening, that's when I knew, because first of all, what I do and what I say is pretty much the same thing. So at the end of the day, what I'm rapping is, all my morals are all mixed in with it. So he hears that, and on top of my parenting, it kind of lets him know that, like, damn, like, Dad, he spills this to the world, not just me. Gives him something really to stand on.
If the Bible reflects life in written form, what book do you think is the most important book you want to give your children from hip hop?
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Well, okay, well, that's perfect then. What's that book called? The David Goggins book?
That Rich Dad Poor Dad?
No. I'm about to look it up. I can't remember exactly what it's called right now. I've been reading it forever. But I say that to say, I'm trying to look it up real quick. I say that to say, well, anyway, it's a book about a cat that grows up or whatever, and he goes, he goes through it. He's going through it, the usual hardships of a young black male, but he starts to develop this self-worth, and he thrives through, and he starts to thrive and motivate himself by pushing himself to extreme pain, like things like running like marathons and stuff like that. And he does it to develop himself as a person, just to grow as a person. And to take that over to, first of all, it's a young black man. He's a young black cat, older now, but the story takes place when he's younger and he grows. But the whole point of that is, I would put that in anybody's face, any artist's face, and because that's what it's like. You have to keep the days that you feel like your shit is horrible, or it might not sound as good as it did. Like, you just have to keep pushing forward. no matter what. Like, I mean, this dude ran on 2 broken legs. He ran a marathon on 2 broken legs and shit, and all types of shit like that. And like, that's what it's kind of like. So, you know, that's what it is. That's what it's like doing this shit sometimes, man. It's like it's like you running a marathon and you don't even know when it's going to be finished, and my legs are broken because I'm tired. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and I wish I knew.
The name of the book is Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds. David Goggins. Salute to David Goggins. We want some promo money, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's salute to you for that. I have about like 3 more questions, and then we're gonna peel off on this. Okay. Next question I have to ask you is this: since you're healing, how do you feel when you hear your old music today, and how does it inspire your new music to come?
Man, when I hear I love what I love what I hear when I listen to my old music, because it's always been the same for me. It's always been not to overthink it, to put it right then, how I'm feeling at that moment, you know. And I've always put enough thought into my music to where I don't ever want to put something down to where I'm regret. So, and I had that mindset from the very beginning when it came to putting shit on wax, you know what I mean? Because I knew eventually I would be at this point. I didn't know I wouldn't have my little bro or whatever little changes come between, but I knew that I would still be doing it to this point, and I wanted to be proud. I wanted to be in a situation where I would be proud when I go back and listen to my old self. So I've always knew that I would, you know, I've always knew to just keep it real, I guess they would say.
All right. So then my next question that comes off of what you said earlier is this: hip hop has many voices. What voice do you want to hear in hip hop that you have not heard yet?
Well, I mean, I can't really answer this, but I can say I know what I would like to hear being more amplified, you know, and pinpointed more, which is the mental health situation, just health overall. I had an interviewer asked me a question a few days ago, and they was asking me what I would like to see changed or whatever in the industry. Now I was telling them, I was like, I wish that they would give these artists, I wish they would pour more into their personal lives also, instead of just pouring into the shit, their character. You know what I mean? I would like to, I mean, like I said, once again, shout out Charlemagne. He's the one that really amplified it. And, you know, everybody's kind of been riding off that. But like, you know, the whole mental health and just overall good health, I want that to be, you know, I want to represent that, and I want to see that more. You know, I want to be a part of that, you know. I want to be a part of that community as far as the hip hop.
You know why I asked you that question? I asked you that question before, and you said one of the most mature answers I've ever heard, which was, you want to hear hip hop stop making songs about retaliation.
Oh well, yeah, that too. Yeah. But no, I guess I've went a little bit deeper because, you know, yeah, okay, yeah.
And that was to show you people who have heard the first interview, the value of a man's life is not where he is, it's where he's going. Mm-hmm. And as you grow, I salute you not only in your fatherhood, not only as you're on your artistry, but on your life. And may your life have abundant blessings. That's from me to you personally. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So anybody who has not heard that interview after this, go there and get that music. Salute.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 more questions and then we out. Let's give a throwaway. How'd you like returning to Heritage Hip-Hop, and what you think about the second time around?
Oh, man, look, I'm gonna put it like this. I told MJ, I gave MJ a list of 5 interviewers that I wanted to make sure I went back and seen, and you was the first one. That's all I'm gonna say. And I will be back again when I'm done with my next shit, so we can just keep it going.
Hey,
I enjoy it thoroughly.
That's what we do. All right, let's go to that second to last question. The second to last question I have for you is this. Your brother is alive. You keep referring to him in the past, but he actually is alive. The most important question I can ask you about your brother is, how has your brother touched you recently so that you know he's with you, not just a memory that you put to music?
Oh, man. Man, just the way that because it was kind of like one day, it was like I go through these battles, and then it's just one day you're like, oh man, just like you just gotta get it done, you know. And that's him, because he was he was really oriented, and he was specific about goals, and he wrote things down and shit like that. So once I got, I've recently got back to that point really well. And I feel him all the time, I just know he's there. I just know he is. It's crazy. It's crazy because I still catch myself sometimes like, yeah, I want to see, just like you get that quick little instinct, like to text them and like see what they have to say about something. And it's like, damn. And it's because I amplify him so much still. He's part of my everyday life still because he's part of the music. And so, he's part of what I'm doing every day. So I still get the urge sometimes to be like, damn, I want his opinion. I just want his opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't realize how valuable his opinion was. I mean, I knew, but it's just like when it's absolutely not tangible at all to be able to get it at all, it's just like, damn. He meant a lot.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ask him right now?
But oh yeah, most definitely.
Do you have dreams about it?
I haven't had as many dreams as I wish I had, for real, because I just want to have some dreams where we sit down and really talk. But I've had some dreams where he's been in them. You know what I mean?
So that's how you get your answers, bro.
Yeah. I mean, and I look for him. But I mean, I really find what I'm looking for in my patience, because I can always go back. To something. I have the patience to go back to something, and that's mainly when it's like, okay, let me go back. Let me take time to get away from it. Let me go back and think about what he might want to, and it ain't even, and most of all, his opinion would have been like, nigga, don't worry about what I want to do to get the shit done. You know what I mean? Like, and that's his biggest, his biggest impact is what it is, more like, get the shit done. We like, don't be sitting back dwelling and overthinking this shit. Like, if we taking off right now, what the fuck you waiting on? Like, he would say, obviously what you doing is you doing something right. So keep it going. You know what I mean?
So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us on this episode of the Heritage Hip-Hop Podcast. Make sure you follow Byron Davis Jr. On all social media platforms, DSPs, and get his music, because if life is a series of stories, the book that he's writing is not only captured in his music, but in his growth that you will see documented not only on his YouTube page, but in the stories and lives of his children. With that understanding, we've come to the last question of this episode. And last time I asked you about 500 years in the future. Now I'm going to ask you about today. And the most important question of the second interview for you is this. Now that you've been heard, now that you've been felt, You give off knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and insight. If people had insight into you at this point of your life right now, what's the most important lesson they're going to learn from you to help make their lives better?
To absolutely, no matter on your worst day, to step back, take a breather, and to know that you always gonna have time to fix something. Not you know what I mean? You always gonna have time, not always have time to fix something, but decisions that we think we need to make now, sometimes we can take the time to make later. You know what I mean? I think that's really what it's kind of been about right now. You know what I mean? For me, is to stay patient and humble. Make sure I stay motivated through family. I think, you know, I'm basically gonna say that, stay motivated through family, for real.
Your family is the blueprint to who you are and who you become. And though some of us have lives where we have lost people and lost instances, it's the family that we make and create that can save us and save our salvation for others to be saved from as well. Not only is safety, godliness, and a humility, a patience, something that is given through time, it is also a gift that keeps giving, because through Byron Davis Jr.'s music, not only can he help raise the children, he can raise your consciousness with good music. To make sure not only do you get that good music, but you raise your level, because if you stay the same, that means you're a flatline. Don't die on us. Live with us and live this hip-hop culture with us, because God is great through all of us, not just as individuals, but as a society and the culture as a whole. This is Karev at Heritage Hip-Hop with my man right here, Byron Davis Jr. on BDJ Entertainment, new project, I Miss You, out right now. And with that being said, yo, go get that music. We say peace, and we out. Thank you.